What this program will do? Oh my God. Welcome, guys. Now let me introduce you to Computer World. We will create a typical one that loop itself and go to every folder in the computer and copy itself multiple times. It's very fun and we can do it. We can even break the system if we want with it. We can do a lot of stuff. And we will make it undetectable by antivirus. So I will explain the algorithm first. We will import Shotel and Bastlab. I will talk about them because we didn't import them before. Shotel is a library that offers a lot of methods. One of them is copy, which we will use. Shuttle copy would move the source to the destination. So you put the location, the thing that you want to copy here, then you put the destination. But it needs to take the full path. It doesn't take relative path, so you can't copy it. You can't just type the name of the folder that you want to copy to. You need to give it all the path from start of the partition. Okay, that's something you need to be careful with. And Bastlab has the method called path, which we use it to list all the folders on the operation system. This path method returns a string, which is a folder name or partition name, to path object, and after we turn it into a path object, we can do methods on it, like we will know if this folder contain files and folders. We're gonna able to rotate to every item of it and tell if this was a file or this was a folder. And for the functions, we're gonna create a class called wall. It will have function to list all the folders on the operation system, and a function that will copy our own to every folder, and it will be multiple times. And we have a simple function to say hello. Okay, let's go to it. We press 6. Okay, and we have our wall, and we have an icon also. So we're gonna import OS and Shotel and Bastlab and sys, and we're gonna create a class. This class will be typically creating classes and functions is very beautiful. So if you wanna import some of your function or classes, it will be very easy. So you always need to do use functions and use not necessarily classes every time, but at least you can use functions. Class is very beautiful too. When you import it, you just will import, and you're gonna type one.list all, so it will be easy. It will be very beautiful when you like a package. Okay, so first, this is init. It's just a method. I don't know if I need to explain the programming here. I don't know if this is probably not in the scope of this course, but I like to I don't like to move on everything. The init it is a function that will, every time this class will call, it will definitely 100% will get called, even if we didn't call it. Okay, this is what this mean. If you didn't use classes before, init mean every time you're gonna call this class, even if you didn't mention me, I will execute. Okay, so if you're gonna call this method, which will list all, this will execute as well. If you call this method only, this will execute at all. This is like in C++, they call it constructor, which is a function that will be falsed, will run by false every time you're gonna use this class. Okay, so we will use this to say hello because it will run one time when this class will get called. So we just gonna open a file, we're gonna name it worm.txt with open write mode. Okay, with open, if you didn't use it before, it is it's make sure that after you finish what you will do, it will close the file. This is very beautiful, better than open, because sometimes you forget to close when you open using the open method, and this can make a lot of problems. So this is the safe one, the fast one, it's a better one. So with open, as if write on if worm say hello. Okay, and we can open it. os.system. This is the method to run cmd commands. So this is on OS module. This method make you type like you're typing in cmd. So you just gonna type notepad, open this file. Okay, and this is, as I told you, this is the method that will run the functions that will run every time. We will call the copy self method. Okay, I will talk about this line later, but let's move on from now. Here, guys, we will have a function to list everything. So the input here will be a partition, which will be like CZF, and we gonna list every item in this partition. If we find it, the item is a folder, we gonna copy our worm to it, and if not, if it was a file, we're gonna move on. Okay, so this is the BassLib module has this method called bass. Okay, which when we put the bass on it, that we will call this function with the bass, we're gonna turn it into bass object. After you turn it into bass object like this from here, so these two lines turn every string you put it here into bass object. Okay, so this is a folder will get turned into bass object. After it get turned, we can use methods on it. One of them is glob. Glob is allow you to basically say list everything here. So I give him this is this notation or this mark means like you're gonna list everything. Okay, this is like remove everything. For example, here on cmd, you're gonna type remove. Instead, you're gonna type in every name on the folder. No, you just type this. So it is the same here. We're gonna give you a folder and please list every item on it, and we're gonna say for child on this bass object, we need to do operation on that. We're gonna work on it. So for every item in this folder, we're gonna check if it is a directory. So, and this is also a method from a bass module. This can work after you convert the text folder name into a bass object. Okay, so it's very beautiful module. Okay, if it is a directory, we will call the copy self function. Okay, we're gonna cover it later, or we can cover it here since it's not complex anyway. So if this folder was a directory, you just call the copy function. Copy function has two arguments, the folder that we're gonna give it from here, and the number of time you want to copy our world, which you can make it 1000, anything. You can fill the PC. I just put it 40 here so you can see it. And by the way, 40 multiplied by the size of this exe, it's equal 200 megabytes. What did I type? 200 megabytes. So every time you're gonna see a folder, you're gonna give it a faulty instance or faulty worm. The total size of this worm is about 200 megabytes. If you're gonna make it double, if you're gonna make it 80, it's almost a half gigabyte, okay, and so on. So for the range of the copies, which means until you reach 14, you need to copy our worm multiple times, okay? Let's explain this line. We're gonna say shuttle, which has the method copy, which take the source first, then the destination. So you're gonna find the file here, copy it to this destination, okay? So, but it need to take full path, so we can't simply just type the normal file name, okay? It need to take the full path. So we're gonna use here os.path.join. This method join the folder name with the file name, okay? So we're gonna use os get current working directory. Don't focus about this now, just focus here if you so don't get confused. Here we're gonna get the current working directory of the exe. So this will just blend the full path to the folder that exe will run on, and this system argument 0 will just give the name of the exe, and the join will join them together. So it will be something like this. First, this will give the folder name. So for example, it will be z folder 1. Maybe if it was in another folder, child folder, okay? And this arg0 will just give the name of the exe, which will be worm exe, and then path.join just will gonna join them together like this, okay? As I told you, this is needed for the shuttle.copy. It just take full path. If you're gonna give it worm exe only, this won't work, okay? So after we take the, so this is just the path of our worm. You need, after we give it the path of our worm, we need to give it the folder that we will copy it to, and this is the folder that we take from list all function. Okay, it will give us all the folders on the OS. So you just put the folder plus the name. Okay, so we can't just give the folder only that we'll copy to. We need to give what our exe after will get moved to this folder, what will be its name. Okay, we're gonna call it any name. We're gonna call it your average name, your average worm. And we need to make something here very important. We need to create a new name for each one. So this is the format string. We're gonna put here I, so it will be average worm number 1, average worm number 2, like this. If we didn't do this, it won't copy itself 40 times, because every time the worm will find itself copying to the same name. Okay, so you can't have multiple files with the same name, so you need to change it every time. And as I told you, the copy method take full passes, so the folder path plus the file name, and of course the double slash, because this is Python. And if we need to put this on try except, let's remove this, because sometimes you will get folders that you can't write into because permissions and stuff and see, and we don't want our world to crash or exe because this is the worst thing that can happen if your exe crash. So this will make sure if it couldn't to write to this folder due to permission or due to anything, we will continue, we will pass. Okay, and this is like the fuel. This is what we're gonna feed to our list function. I mean, this is just names of all the letters. I actually removed C from here because C will, if you're gonna write to C, you're gonna need, will give you permission error, and we can try to bypass these permissions by some commands and some stuff here, but this typically the antivirus will flag it because it doesn't like when you write something into C and system32 and this stuff. So we will fill all the other partition. Okay, so we're gonna create a list and put everything but not C, and for each object on this list, please call our list all function. Okay, and list all will do the job as I told you. And for this line, I actually put this line. This is just will get the desktop of the user. So I make sure that we fill the desktop at least from the C. So every time the class will get called, it will fill the C. So this is the C users, and here we need to type the name. So, but we don't know the name of our target, so we're gonna pass this method. This method os dot this method called get login in the os module will give the name. Okay, so it will put the name here and the desktop. So, and we'll call the copy self. Copy self will copy the one, as I told you, 40 times to this directory. And we simply call our class with the function iteration. Okay, and iteration will just do the job. This is very small but beautiful, and I think it will give you the idea how to list every folder and how to fill it with worms. You can add many stuff. For example, you can, after if he copy itself a lot of time, you can give a simple command here to open all these worms at one time. It will help the PC because you will basically will open thousands of exe at one time. You can do a lot of stuff also, and also programming classes, as I told you, will help you to make you can import some of these methods to work with other your files and compile them to exe. Okay, and now let's go to compiling. This is the world. This we have our file, and we have the icon. We will type by installer and no confirm, and no console. We don't need our console, and step and one file, and we will give it the path of our icon, which is called monster.icon, and our file, and that's it. And it is done, guys. Now we got our worm here, our beautiful worm, 505 megabyte. It will do the beautiful effects that you see here, and it will loop to every rotation here. So if you, for example, you're gonna open this, you're gonna see some beautiful stuff here. So, and it is we specify here 14. You can make this number as much as you like, and this is 200 megabytes. So this is basically mean every time you're gonna see a folder, you're gonna increase its size by 200 megabyte, and you can make it much more. And that's it, guys, for this video. I will see you in the next one.